Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccācara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majja pamadatana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, this is the first slide. Life of the Buddha, pictorial presentation, so it's easier. I've used this slide to teach to teach those people sitting for the exams lah. But with our crowd, I will approach it differently lah. Like I've said even if those people come and join us, they will find that I'm presenting it differently lah. I've done this for a few times already, Life of the Buddha, but every time when I present. Okay, so anybody wants to guess what it's all about? Okay, so the life of the Buddha actually starts with this, okay? So actually, this life of the Buddha starts with Sumedha. Okay, now, okay, anyway, you ask me questions in case you have other ideas or people don't agree with this, Then we will discuss that differently. Like, I will just try to cover a few things, then I will stop and ask you questions, or you can ask me questions, So for us, the life of the Buddha, for Theravada tradition, it starts with Someda. The period of Dipankara Buddha. Dipankara Buddha, if you refer to the Atta Visati Parita, I will go differently now because you all are chanters also, isn't it? So if you have learned the Atta Visati Parita, Dipankara Buddha is the fourth from the 28th Buddha Puja. Okay, the 20th Buddha Puja starts with Tanhang Karo, and then Medan Karo, Saranang Karo, then comes Dipankaro, okay? So it goes Tanhang karo mahaviro medan karo mahayaso saranang karo lokahito. Then comes to this Buddha, Dipankaro Jutindaro. Okay? So during the time of the Dipankara Buddha, Prince Siddhartha was born as an layman called Sumedha. So our life story of the Buddha starts from the time of Dipankara Buddha, which is many, many, many eons and eons before Siddhartha. Okay? So this is just an introduction for you all to understand the life of the Buddha. So he was born as a person called Sumedha during the time of the fourth Dipankara Buddha. Okay? Sumedha laid his body down on an unfinished road for Dipankara Buddha and his entourage to pass. What happened was he volunteered to repair the road. He was a very rich man also, so he volunteered to repair the road. But unfortunately, when he heard that the Buddha was coming, so he wanted, he said, okay, I will repair the roads and make the road look nice for the Buddha. Unfortunately, when the Buddha arrived, his road was a little bit not ready. Okay. Then the Buddha has to cross. You see the muddy part there, the muddy portion. So he see Sumedha last time. Sumedha, he is a very devout follower of Dipankara Buddha. He laid his body there for the Buddha to walk over his body, for all the monks there to walk over his body. Okay. So that is how he was. Okay. That is also one of his paramis lah. Okay, so he let the Buddha walk over his body because he doesn't want the Buddha to soil his feet because that part of the road is not ready. So he lay down and then let the Buddha pass. So that is the history of Sumedha lah. And then Sumedha vowed that, you see, Sumedha actually, I do not know, but okay, actually at this stage, you can say that Sumedha could have already been enlightened, he could be an Arahant, Sometimes people say that, You know why? Because he is so devout and he's so pure, but he did not want to be an Arahant because he has an aspiration to become a Samma Sambuddha. Don't have that kind of aspiration. For us, become Arahant is enlightened already. But he wants to be a Samma Sambuddha like Dipankara Buddha so that he can teach also. He's not a selfish man, in short. He wants to share the truth with people when he realized. So he aspired to be a Samma Sambuddha. Then Dipankara, okay? Item number 4, you see, Buddha Dipankara predicted that he will become a Buddha after Kassapa Buddha. Okay? That is after the 27th Buddha lah. This is the 28th Buddha lah. Okay? Kassapa Buddha is the 27th Buddha lah. Okay, if you go to our because you all are our chanters, so I spend a bit of time for you all for the chanting part lah. Otherwise, I will just skip this part, You see, the last not last stanza, the last 4 names of the Buddha, Kaku Sando Satavaho Kona Gamano Rananjaho Kassapo Siri Sampanno Gotamo Sakya Pungavo. See, remember? Kassapo Siri Sampanno. Remember? So then only Gotamo Sakya Pungavo, then only Gotama came lah. So now, okay, what is important here is Dipankara predicted that he will become the Buddha after Kassapa Buddha. Why is it important? This statement, This statement is important because, okay, now for a person to become a Buddha, the qualification of a person to become a Buddha, he must have a predecessor to predict that he will become a Buddha. That is one of the qualification. So that's why very important to know this part because Gautama Buddha was predicted by Dipankara Buddha that he will become fully enlightened after the Kassapa Buddha. Okay? Okay, after this point, any question on this point after this point? It's quite clear,
Yeah, Brother Tan.
Ah.
After Dipankara,
Yeah.
How many more Buddha before Kasapa Buddha?
Okay, okay. Dipankara is number 4. Kasapa is number 27. Okay, so that means there will be another 23 Buddhas lah.
So it will be a long time before
Yes, yes,
Kasapa and then Gautama, isn't it?
yes, yes. So
Oh,
he was reborn and reborn many, many, many times lah. Yes, yes. It's a very, very long time lah. This is all from the Mahawangsa lah.
okay.
Okay, never mind. We will do some chanting also. Okay, you see, how many monks, how many Buddhas, I will chant for you, you count, Start with our after Visati Parita, the 28 Buddhas start with Tanhang Karo Mahaviro, that's number 1, Medang Karo Mahayaso, that's number 2. Saranang Karo Lokahito, that's number 3. Then Dipang Karo Jutindaro, okay? So the fourth Buddha, we say, then followed by Kondanyo Jana Pamoko, number 5. Manggalo Purisa Sebo, number 6. Sumano Diro, number 7. Revato Rati Vadano, number 8. Sobito Guna Sampanno, number 9. Anomadasi Janutamo, number 10. Padumo Lokapatjoto, number 11. Narado Varasarati, number 12. Padumuttaro Sattasaro, number 13. Sumedo Aggapuggalo, number 14. Sujato Sabbalokago, number 15. Piyadasi Narasabo, number 16. Count from here in case I make mistake. Attadasi Karuniko, number 17, isn't it? Dhammadasi Tamonudo, 18. Siddharto Asamoloke, 19. Tiso Varada Sambaro, 20. Puso Varada Sambuddho, 21. Then come to Vipassi Anupamo, 22. Siki Sabbahito Satta, 23. Vesabu Sukadayako, 24. Kakusando Sattavaho, 25. Konagamano Rananjaho, 26. Kassapo Sirisampanno, then 27. So he waited from number 4 to 27. Then after that only, he will become the Buddha. Then Gotamo Sakya Pungavo. Okay? So he waited for very, very, very long. Not waited lah, but he had to cultivate himself lah. He was cultivating throughout lah. So Sumedo was cultivating throughout lah. And then he was reborn in many, many, many worlds before, in all kinds of life he has gone through lah. Until he was born as Siddhartha Gautama. Gautama is the family name lah, the clan name lah. So until he was born as Siddhartha, or Siddhartha if you want, the Artha is more Sanskrit. Pali we say Siddhartha, Siddhartha, no R. Pali has no R. So Siddhartha, then he became Gautama Buddha or Sakyamuni, Sakyamuni Buddha. Okay. So now here we will learn what is the difference between an Arahat, a Pacheka Buddha, and a Samma Sambuddha. Arahat is the Pali word lah. Maybe we are more familiar with the word Arahant. Go ahead, Arahant also can be used. There's no problem. Pacheka Buddha and Samma Sambuddha. What is the difference? Anybody wants to help me with this? What's the difference in Arahant, Pacheka Buddha, and Samma Sambuddha?
Arahant is someone who already have no more defilements already, right, Brother Leng Huat?
Okay,
Totally
correct.
no more.
Yeah, okay,
Right.
correct.
The
Correct. Yeah.
Chaka Buddha will be they are the silent Buddhas, they do not teach.
Okay, correct.
Sama Sambuddha, that one I'm not very sure.
Why you're not very sure? Our Buddha is Sama Sambuddha, you know.
I forgot. Prago got teach, but I forgot.
Ah,
Sorry.
okay,
Jangan try
Sama
Brother Tan
Sambuddha are fully
fully
enlightened Buddha, just like our Gautama Buddha or Sakyamuni Buddha you call today lah, isn't it? Lah? Sometimes we say Sakyamuni Buddha, isn't it? Or Gautama Buddha. Gautama is his clan name lah. Okay? So Sama Sambuddha are fully enlightened and they come out to teach. Okay? Correct? Sister Susan, now clear or
Yes.
not?
Huh? Yeah, today you tell me, tomorrow I may forget already.
No, you mustn't
Next
forget.
time you
Our
must
Buddha
tell
is
me
the Sama
again.
Sambuddha. He's teaching one. So,
Mm,
okay, Sama Sambuddha are fully enlightened, and then he comes out to teach. Okay,
mm,
and then he'll come out to teach lah. Okay, that's the difference lah. First, Pachaka Buddhas are also fully enlightened. Don't think they are second class Buddha. They are also fully enlightened. Except that they don't come out to teach.
mm,
Now, if our Gautama Buddha did not come out to teach, you see, Sahampati came to approach him. Brahma Sahampati came to approach him 3 times to tell him to go and teach. Initially, he didn't want to teach because he thought that you see, Buddhism appears to be very easy, correct? Okay, no, I think I will rephrase. Buddhism appeared to be very simple, correct? But not easy to follow.
mm,
Right. It's not easy for you to understand the Four Noble Truths. Not easy for you to follow the Eightfold Path. It's simple. Yeah, Four Noble Truths. Everybody can tell me I know Four Noble Truths. Everybody can tell me I know Eightfold Path. Correct. It's simple, but not easy to follow lah. So the Buddha thought that this is what he has found is not easy. It is simple, yes, but not easy to follow. So Sampati appealed to him 3 times. Go and teach, go and teach. Don't waste the Dhamma that you have found. You must go and teach. Then the Buddha used his power and then he went through the world and looked at the people and he found that yes, there are many people in the world with little dust in his eyes. And these people will benefit. Correct? So he knows that these people can benefit. Then then only he came out to teach lah. So that's why he's a Sama Sambuddha. If he did not go out to teach, he will remain as a Pacheka Buddha. That means he did come out to teach. So Pacheka Buddhas are also fully enlightened. They are not second class Buddha. They are also fully enlightened, but they did not come out to teach. They become the silent Buddha. That's what you say lah. Okay. Then the Arahat. What is an Arahat? Arahat are people, that is our aspiration. What do you mean by our aspiration? For us, we want to be enlightened, but we are not aiming to become a Pachaka Buddha or a Sama Sambuddha. We only hope to be enlightened through the teachings of Gautama Buddha. Okay? And what is his teachings is the fully understand the Four Noble Truths in the 3 modes, correct? And in the 12 aspect, and fully try to understand and follow the Eightfold Path. That is our aspiration, to get out of samsara. Okay, and that is an Arahat. Okay, and Arahat are also enlightened. Although they are not Sama Sambuddha, neither are they Pacheka Buddhas, but they are enlightened. Okay? Arahat are also enlightened, but they are enlightened through the teachings of a Sama Sambuddha. And that is our aspiration today. We are learning all this so that we can become enlightened through the teachings of the Buddha. Now, we don't need to know much. The Buddha says that when the Buddha took a bunch of leaves in his hand and said that which is more, the leaves in my hand or the leaves in the forest, remember? Of course, Ananda said, oh, the leaves in the forest are more. Yes, the Buddha says you are right. But I need to teach you only this little for you to become an Arahant, to become enlightened. You need not know so many things that I have acquired, and I have learned. You only need this little bit of things, that is the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, and understand the Tilakana, understand impermanence, understand the law of karma, understand all this, then you are enlightened. So you don't need to know too much, the Buddha says lah. So Arahat are people who are enlightened through the teachings of a Samma Sambuddha. Okay, so is it clear here? Okay, so I continue. Any question here? The difference Arahat, Pachaka Buddha, and Samma Sambuddha. Okay, okay, then Sumedha, okay. Sumedha period of the Pankara Buddha is fourth from the 28 Buddhas. I don't know what I've written here, I just read for you lah. Because I teach this for the people who are sitting for the exams, they need a lot of notes. Sumedha laid his body down on an unfinished road for Dipankara Buddha and his entourage to pass. Okay, you saw that, Sumedha vowed to be a Savasam Buddha. Okay, I think we finished on okay, we covered. Okay. So seventh antiquity, I don't think I need, unless you have questions on that later, then we may touch on it only when you have questions. So this is the protective chants of the 28 Buddha. Then I recited for you. This is a very good protective chant, You have to, I have taught you all of you have learned, but if you can practice, this is very good. This chant is very good for chanting at home, for blessings and all that, which I have recited earlier for you all, isn't it? Tanhangaro, Mahaviro, Medankaro, Mahayaso. So we'll not repeat that. Okay? Okay, then we come to this picture where this is the final birth of the Buddha. So Queen Mahamaya, there's a wife, his mother's name is Mahamaya. And then she dreamt of a white elephant coming into her womb. Okay? And then they asked all the wise men during that time, what is the meaning of that? Then they say that means she is pregnant. Okay? So what does, okay, so wise men interpreted that she is pregnant. So she carried Siddhartha for 10 months. Prince Siddhartha was carried for 10 months, not 9 months and 9 days or what. That is our normal. But the book says that for Prince Siddhartha, he was 10 months in the mother's womb. Okay, what is the symbol you think, the symbol of this elephant coming to the mother's womb? What do you think it symbolizes? So I think for me, it symbolizes that it is not the father's sperm that went to fertilize the mother's egg. It is a miracle birth. It is a miracle birth. It's not the father's sperm that fertilized the mother's egg, but this is a special birth. It is a special birth where, because the Buddha, before his final birth, he was living into Sita heaven, waiting for the right time to be born. Okay? When the time is right, then he will just travel into his future mother's womb, and then he'll be born. Not the fertilization of the egg and the sperm. Okay? So I think this will symbolize that. This white elephant symbolizes a special birth, not an ordinary birth. And also in the Pancha Niyamas, which I don't have. If you can refer to the Pancha Niyamas, the 5 conditions, the universal conditions. When the Buddha is born, there are special happenings. When the Samma Sambuddha is born, there are great happenings. It's called the Dhamma Niyamas. Okay, then when the Buddha is born on the full moon day, you see, again here, okay, this is a bit, I got to make it smaller, isn't it? Let me see. I have to make it smaller for you all to see. Okay, a little bit bigger, a little bit more. Okay, can. Okay, here, full moon day. Okay, we use the date as 623 BC. Yeah, this is all in the history books and all that. We learn all along is 623. Although today there are many other calculations that says it's 624, or even some will say even 100 years later or 100 years before. Lah. So don't worry about all these. These are not very helpful to us. Lah. It doesn't help you in your spiritual development. Lah. So don't worry. You stick to the date of 623 BC. Okay. So during this time, the religious and social transformation. You see, during the time of the Buddha, when he was born, there were a lot of, okay, see, okay, I read for you better this. You see, full moon day, May 623 BC, birth of Prince Siddhartha. This was during the time of religious and social transformation, when people began to doubt and dispute the Brahmanic Vedas. Okay, that is called the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. Okay, these are what we call the Brahmanic Vedas. Okay, when the Buddha was born, this was the period. Okay, the period when people are beginning to dispute, beginning not to believe this Brahma, the Brahmins too much, but the Brahmins, they always will say that you must give, and they will receive on behalf of God. See, so people, you see, you all cannot pray you all don't know how to pray. Only the Brahmins can pray to God. The Brahmin has special connection with God. So the duty of the rest of the people is just to give offerings only. So people begin to dispute lah. They're disputing that the Brahmins are true. The Brahmins are just bluffing lah. And the Vedas that they refer to, these are the Vedas that the Hindus still keep, I think lah. The Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. Okay, and the movement during that time, when the time the Buddha was born, there were a lot of Sramanas lah, or we call it Samana movement. Sramanas are Sanskrit word. We use samana movement. These are the ascetics lah. People begin to move to the jungle to
Brother
free.
Tan, can I ask
Ah,
what
yeah.
is a Veda? What is Veda?
Veda is the religious book lah.
Or it's a book?
The book Brahmanic Vedas. There are 4 main books during the time of the Veda. During the time of the Brahmins. During the Brahmanic period, they only based on these 4 books. These books are actually, there is not much teaching, only rituals, only how to do rituals, how to prepare offering, and then songs on how to praise God and all that only lah. So these are the 4 books that they have lah. The Vedas are the 4 books, and these are the Hindu books are called Vedas lah. Anyway, ours are called the Pali Canon. Theirs are called the Vedas. The Christians are called Christian one are called the Bible, of course, Muslim is Quran. Okay. So these Vedas also, or you can call them, they have others. Anyway, we are not covering that today. Also, according to legend about the birth of the Buddha Siddhartha, the baby walked 7 steps, and on each step a lotus flower appeared in his feet. At the 7th step, he stopped and declared, I am chief of the world. Eldest am I in the world, foremost and am I in the world. This is my last birth. There is now no more coming to be. Okay. Many people dispute this lah. They say this is fairy tale lah. Correct now? How come a baby can walk 7 steps? How can a baby can talk? There are many stories also. When the Buddha was born, water came down from sky. One stream of warm water, one stream of cold water. They washed him, and he was born clean. When the Buddha was born as a baby, he was born very clean. There's no stain, no blood, all that lah. So anyway, there are 2 streams of water on him. And then there are a lot of lotuses, flowers in the air, fragrance in the air, a lot of music in the air. There are a lot of, and these people say all fairy tales lah, correct? But actually, they may not be fairy tales lah. They may not be fairy tales. I hope I have notes here. And then they say, how can the Buddha walk 7 steps and a baby? How can the Buddha speak like that? Elders am I in the world? But I do not know whether I have the notes here. Let me see. Okay. I did put here. Do you choose to believe this or just wrap it as if it's a fairy tale? So what do you think? Is this a fairy tale or Brother Richard?
uh, difficult to tell.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm not sure whether I have the notes here. It is not, oh, I have, yeah. It is not a fairy tale actually. Okay. Now I will explain to you this part. Okay, the five niyamas, okay, okay. See, according to Buddhism, there are five orders or processes, we call niyamas, okay, which operate in physical and mental realm. Don't forget, these five niyamas are very important. Don't blame everything on karma. Okay, karma is overrated. Every time we are sick, we blame onto karma. Correct. Every time when we get caught in the accident, we say it's karma. Everything like in our life we blame onto karma. But now, see, look at these five niyamas. So remember this carefully. According to Buddhism, there are five orders or processes. Okay, these are the five processes which operate in the physical and mental realm. This is what the Buddha says. There are five orders or processes in life. First is called Utu Niyama. What is Utu Niyama? It's physical inorganic order. What do you mean by physical inorganic order? You see, when there is an earthquake, don't blame onto karma. Okay? Don't say that, yeah, this is all karma. No, earthquake is due to Utu Niyamas, which is physical inorganic order, correct? Movement of the earth. It causes earthquake law. Tsunami happens, then it causes flooding law, correct? So it is not because of karma, okay? So all these earthquake and flood and tsunami and all that, these are classified as Utu Niyama, physical inorganic order, movement of the earth that causes earthquake, correct? When there's an earthquake under the sea, it causes tsunami, correct? When there's heavy rain, too much of rain, it causes flood. So these are called Utu Niyamas. Don't blame onto your karma. Don't say that, yeah, my bad karma, now flooding. It's not the karma, it is just Utu Niyama, which is caused by physical inorganic order. Okay? Bija Niyama. Okay? Bija Niyama means what? Physical organic order. Okay, again, when we fall sick, don't blame on anything lah. It's just our genes sometimes lah. Our genes are like that, correct? Sometimes we are born with a fair skin because of our genes. We are born with a dark skin because of our genes. We fall sick sometimes. We are born with certain kind of sickness. It's also our genes. Don't blame on your karma, everything on karma, karma, karma. The Buddha says not karma. It is bija niyama or your genes. These are called your genes. Okay. So physical, organic order. So remember, when you are sick, don't blame onto karma. Don't worry. It is just that we are careless lah. Sometimes our genes, yes, because of our genes, we have a regular sickness. We got maybe, okay, some people are diabetic, yes, because maybe it is a genes, genetic. Diabetic can be genetic, yes, correct. Some people have other conditions that are also genetic, yes. Not your karma. Don't blame onto karma. Don't say, oh yeah, my bad luck, I'm born with this. No, it is just that this is your genes, okay? Don't blame everything onto karma, okay? And then the third order, the Buddha says, karma niyama. Yes. Third, only order of act and result. Yes, there were times when we took so much care, but we still cannot succeed. Yes. There are times when we say that we put in a lot of effort, we can pass our exam lah. But yes, there are times when we put so much of effort, we still cannot succeed. Yes. People come and use the shop, can succeed. I use the shop, nobody come to my shop. I open kopitiam, nobody comes. I close shop, somebody takes over, people come, Okay, yes. Sometimes, yes, 20% of the time, because there are 5 niyamas. One of the niyama, the Buddha says, number 3 is karma niyama. Yes, there are conditions. Sometimes it is due to your karma. There's only 20% of the time it is due to karma. Okay? Not everything blame to karma, only 20%. Sometimes, yes, you blame onto karma. Okay? The third condition is order of norm. Okay? Dhamma niyama is very special. Okay? This order of norm, it says here, is yes, when the Buddha is born, when the Buddha is born, we ask ourselves, how many times have we witnessed the birth of a Buddha? Eons and eons and eons we want Buddha. So why not? When the Buddha is born, the order of norm is such lah. Certain things will happen. Why not? That's what the Buddha says. Dhamma niyama is order of the norm. When there is a special happening, example, birth of the Buddha, yes, you will have a special condition. You may have flowers, petals are falling from the sky. You will have music in the air. You have got beautiful smell. You got beautiful music going on. That is due to Dhamma Niyama. The Buddha says another condition is called Dhamma Niyama, where this kind of happening, where when the child is born, he can walk 7 steps. Why not? This is called the Dhamma Niyamas. How many times did the Buddha born? So why not? You see, so why not? The Buddha can speak, and after that he became a baby, he can't speak anymore. He only spoke once only. Why not? Special happening. So these are called special happenings. In simple English, these Dhamma Niyamas are called special happening when the Buddha is born. Right? And then one more is called Chitta Niyama. Okay, this is order of the mind or psychic law. This is all due to the power of the mind. Sometimes it is the power of the mind that creates a lot of things lah. You understand that lah? Chitta Niyama. Chitta is consciousness lah. Or the mind. Chitta is consciousness. Niyama. Due to the consciousness, which is the mind actually. So the power of the mind can cause things to happen also. So now we learn the 5 niyamas here. In brief, we only now know that karma is only 20% of our lives happening. Okay? Don't blame everything onto karma. Only 20%, yes, karma. The rest are sometimes due to utu niyama, sometimes due to utu niyama means physical or inorganic order, like earthquake and all those things, tsunami and all those things. Bija niyama is the genes. Karma niyama, yes, due to karma. Dhamma niyama is special norm. And the chitta niyama due to the power of the mind. So these are the 5 conditions or 5 order or 5 processes. They are called niyamas. Okay? For this class, I put in this, but my exam class, I didn't cover this because this is not in their syllabus. For you all, everything can, don't worry, because you all are all adults, we can. But anyway, for the exam also adults, but it doesn't cover this, so I did not explain the niyamas for them. Okay, anybody any question on this? The Serene?
Yes, Brother Tan.
Any question?
No, I'm learning a lot of new things.
Yeah, Kak.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, okay, I'm going very slow lah. If
Okay.
it's too fast, you can just stop me.
Yes, I will.
That's why I say very important. Life history of the Buddha for me is very important because it tells you a lot of things, not a fairy tale, It's not a
Yeah.
fairy tale.
Yes,
So the
yes.
niyamas are very important things lah. Don't blame everything on the karma, We fall from the stairs, we say karma also. How come we are careless, ma? Actually, correct or not?
Correct.
We are careless, we fall. If we are careful and mindful, we won't fall. So don't blame all on karma lah. Huh?
Yes.
So the purpose of these 5 niyamas, the Buddha introduced to us these 5 conditions, these 5 processes, so that we don't blame everything onto karma. Right? Earthquake also we say karma, so macam-macam lah karma karena semua karma overrated lah. So everything we blame onto karma, you know. Our carelessness we say karma also. Correct? So be careful on that part lah. Okay, so no question, I move on ah. Okay, then this one we have covered already. You walk 7 steps and all that lah, you know. Okay, we have covered this. Let me see what I wrote here. Vedas. Okay, Vedas are very old religious books dated about 1,600 years ago lah. Those are very old books. And then we talk about the 4 caste system. See, when the Buddha was born also, that time they got a lot of caste system. You all know about the caste system, isn't it? Even actually in today in India, so they still have the caste system, you know, don't forget. You see, last time we have got what? There are 4 castes in India. Okay. This one you can't see. You want me to enlarge the screen for you to see? This is better, isn't it? So Prince Siddhartha was born in Lumbini, present-day Nepal, on the full moon day of the 4th moon in 623 BC. In Malaysia, remember, we will celebrate Vesak on the first full moon day of May. Why important to say first? Because sometimes May has 2 full moons, you know. Correct or not? You notice, or sometimes that the people celebrate 1 month later. Because sometimes there are 2 full moons. So in Malaysia, we agree that we will. You see, Malaysia we agree during with the UN. You know, when they got UN meeting and all that. You know, we agree that we will observe it during the first full moon of May. So if full moon of May, sometimes if it falls in the early 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 5th, the second full moon can be at the 28th, 29th, 30th, you know. So that's what we have to. So for us, we will observe the first full moon. So this was in a time of religious and social transformation, when the people began to doubt and dispute the Brahmanic Vedas. We have covered the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. Vedas were very old religious books dated 1,600 years ago. Okay. Now, then in India those days, even today, okay, they have the 4 caste system. Okay. Number 1, the highest class are the Brahmins. Okay. They are the priestly class, born from the Lord Brahma's mouth. They are special people. They are born as a Brahmin. Okay. So these were the practice in India those days. Okay. Then they can perform rituals and receive offerings. Only they can do all this bye for you. You give me offerings, I receive on behalf of Lord Brahma, but all masuk my pocket lah. Correct. You know, but they claim that they can receive on behalf of Lord Brahma lah. So people are beginning to doubt them that time. Then the Shastriyas are the rulers and the soldiers. Don't forget that the rulers are second class only, you know, highest is still the priests. So the rulers and the soldiers, they are the second class. They are born from the shoulder of Lord Brahma. They all believe in Lord Brahma as the creator God. They are just like capital G-O-D. Lord Brahma is like capital G-O-D, God. He is the creator God, okay? And then can participate in rituals and make offerings. So the rulers and the soldiers, they can participate in only the rituals and making of offerings. They cannot conduct the rituals. They can only participate and make offerings. Only the Brahmins can receive offerings. And then the Vaishyas are the traders, the bankers, the businessmen, born from the thigh of Lord Brahma, and can participate in rituals and make offerings. Okay? So these are also same. These traders are all at 3rd class. They also can participate in rituals and make offerings. They can only make offerings. They participate can lah. You ask me to bow, I bow. Then I must give offering lah. Okay, then the last caste is the Sudras. Okay, Sudras are working class, born from the feet of Lord Brahma, cannot learn and participate in any ritual nor make offerings. Okay, they cannot participate on, if they are caught, if they are caught listening to the preaching or teaching, they will cut off their tongue, so that they cannot repeat what they have heard, So that is kind of punishment, Okay. So these are the sutras. Today we still have the untouchables in India. Don't forget, the untouchables in India. Okay. The Dr. Ambedkar, remember, the person who wrote the Constitution of India, appointed by the British government, when India got the independence, when India got the independence, India nominated this scholar. His name is Dr. Ambedkar, okay? Ambedkar, who became a Buddhist. And Dr. Ambedkar is from the untouchable class, okay? How he learned is that the untouchables cannot go to school so they learn from outside the classroom, They can only sit outside and hear from outside. The chairs don't touch, If they sit on the chair, they will throw the chair, they break the chair. You cannot sit on their things, you cannot touch their things on you. So these untouchables are there. So Dr. Ambedkar graduated, he's a lawyer, became a very high-profile lawyer. Then the British government appointed him to write the Constitution of India when they were independent. And he is from the untouchable class, he is from the lowest caste, lowest class. And when the office boy comes with office, the office boy is of higher class one, The office boy can be a Shastriya's class or Brahmin. When he comes to the office, when he want to give him document, he doesn't touch him, he just throw on the table one, Even then, it's still happening. So Dr. Ambedkar was like that. So it still happens there. So Dr. Ambedkar converted a lot of all these untouchables to become Buddhists. So there are a lot of Buddhists in India again. There's still a lot of Buddhists in India, and they are all from the untouchable class. I've met quite a number of them before. When I was in India, I met, but I lost contact. I want to contact them again to help them, but I lost contact. Okay, so that is the Sudras. Today, the Sudras also got two classes, they got the untouchable. Worst of the Sudras are the untouchable. Okay? Okay, we'll not, okay, anyway, you can ask me that question later. Okay, then the Kalama Sutta, remember the Kalama Sutta, also not to accept blindly tradition or scriptures. I refer to this practice. Remember, when we always say, Buddha says don't do traditions and script and all these old scriptures, or don't, that is the Buddha was referring, the Kalama Sutta was referring to this, to the Vedas, okay? And don't respect this tradition blindly. Don't listen to these Brahmins blindly. They say must do like that, must give me your money, you must give your jewelry. All these, the Buddha says, don't follow. Not the present tradition that we are practicing. Don't worry. We can practice this tradition. This Kalama Sutta is referring to these kind of practices during the time of the Buddha, not to accept blindly traditions or scriptures. Okay? So people are confused today. They read, don't accept tradition, all Chinese tradition, or they want to throw away all our culture. No, the Buddha did not say that. Okay? In the Kalama Sutta, they were referring to these practices by the Brahmins. And the example, they also believe in animal sacrifice. That is what the Buddha was against. This kind of tradition, the Buddha was against. There were many, many funny traditions in those times. These are the traditions the Buddha was against. The Buddha was never against our culture today. Okay? The Buddha only teaches us to get out of the samsara. He does not interfere with your culture. Correct? But those culture happening during the time of the Buddha, yes, he did not agree. Okay? So let's not confuse ourselves when you read the Kalama Sutta. That says not to accept blindly traditions. That does not cover our kind of tradition. Okay? Our chanting tradition does not cover. Okay, then another sutta you must remember on this part is the Vasala Sutta. I think it's Vasala, but I never mind. I forgot to put it away. Yeah? Vasala Sutta. It is the discourse on conditions that make one an outcast. Here, remember, the quote is, not by birth is one an outcast. Okay? So remember, in Buddhism, yes, we have got people higher class, lower class. Yes, you're a doctor. You work very hard. You become a doctor. Yes. I don't work so hard. I become a HA. I have to help and serve the doctor. Yes, why not? Correct? But that is not by birth. Correct? Does not mean your father is a doctor, you also become doctor. You are a HA, your son is a HA. That is wrong. Correct? Not by birth is one a nobleman also, or not by birth is one an outcast. Okay? So this is very important. Kalama Sutta, Vasala Sutta. These are referring to those conditions there. The Buddha says, not by birth is one an outcast. A person can be born a Sudra, okay? But if he works hard, he can succeed and become a doctor. Correct? A Brahmin, but by birth, you don't work hard, you can become a general worker also, correct? Not because you're born there all the time. Father doctor, anak jadi doctor. Father lawyer, anak jadi lawyer. Not true. That's what the Buddha says. So in the Vasala Sutta, the Buddha has made it very clearly. Not by birth is one an outcast. Okay? Where do I continue some more, or you want to ask questions now? Okay, ask questions, or you want to? Okay, never mind. I will cover to the naming only lah, and then we can discuss. So this old man, this is the naming ceremony. Okay, what I want to emphasize here is this old man is not part of the one on the naming ceremony. This is called ascetic asita. Asita is not the group of ascetics who came for the Buddha's naming, Siddhartha's naming ceremony. No, Asita, he is a very powerful ascetic. This story of Asita is very important. Okay, Asita is also known as Kala Devala, Kala Devala. So he predicted that Prince Siddhartha will become a Buddha. Okay. Now, what happened was when he heard that the king has a son, newborn son, then he quickly made his way out of the forest. He's an ascetic, a very high ranking one. He can see the future a bit, he practiced. So he quickly went over to see the baby. So when he saw the baby, then he knows that this child will become the Buddha. He was very happy at first. Okay, line number 3, feeling very happy and then cried sadly. Why? Because, so they asked him, why you are happy and you cry? He said, because this child, I'm happy that this child will eventually become a fully enlightened Buddha. Then why do you cry? The king said, why are you sad? I am sad because I won't benefit from him. I won't be able to learn from him because I'm old. By the time he becomes enlightened, I'm dead already, you see. So that's why he cried. Because he regretted the chance to learn from the Buddha. He said, I won't have that chance to learn. So that's why he cried. So Asita was part of the movement. They were against the Brahmanic practices that led them to the forest as Aranyakas or Samanas. Okay, you see Samana Gautama, sometimes Buddha, they address him as Samana Gautama. Because that means he's a Samana. Samana means ascetic, ascetic Gautama. Okay? Or Aranyakas, or Samanas. Buddha is referred to as Samana Gautama. So you see the word Samana Gautama he's an ascetic Gautama. Gautama is his clan name. Okay? It was a tradition then that one has provided enough for the family, one should leave home to join the Samana movement. Samana movement began around 800 to 600 BC, when the new philosophical group who believe in a more austere path to spiritual freedom rejected the authority of Brahmins, Brahmanic priests. Okay, so these are called the Samana movement. Okay, I put here number 5. It was a tradition then when one has prevailed enough, provided enough for the family, one should leave home and join the Samana movement. So we will see why the Buddha left home. You see? Now, leaving home during those days, it is part of the tradition. Remember, we said that it is part of the tradition, okay? Okay, it's part of the tradition to leave home. First, the first part of your life, you are young, you work, your parents take care of you. When you're older, you go to work, and then you raise a family. And then when you're very much older, the people who can afford will leave and join the Samana movement. Because they were all against the Brahmanic priest. They would join the Samana movement and go to the forest to meditate, to find the truth. But only practice is the Austrian, very, very Austrian practice. They torture their body and all that. They eat very little, and they try to be enlightened that way. So that is the movement that was very, very, very commonly practiced those days. As long as you are ready, you make sure that your wife has enough, your family has enough, then you are allowed to go. Otherwise, you are not responsible. So the Buddha could go. When the Buddha got a baby, he left. 2 reasons why the Buddha left immediately when he had the baby. Number 1, the Buddha is a king, a prince. Yashodhara is also a princess. They have enough food in the palace. There's no problem. So he's ready to leave, isn't it? Number 2, he provided her with at least a companion when he's not around now, the baby, So he's complete lah. In short, she is complete. She has got enough funding to, and she has got companion to be with her all the time. So that makes the Buddha ready to leave home. Okay? That makes the Buddha ready to leave home to become an ascetic. He has provided enough for his wife. Otherwise, he couldn't leave earlier because he did not have enough for the wife. No companion for the wife. Now he has completed the conditions. He can join the Samana movement. Okay? Now, this is important because sometimes people say that the Buddha, why is the Buddha so irresponsible? He left home, he abandoned his children, correct? So we explain to them like that. Of course, we can also say that he loves society more than he has no choice. He has to he loves society more than he loves his own family. It's too small, too little. So we can explain that way. The other way is to explain is the culture during that time. The Samana movement, the culture was like that. In the early days, you depend on your parents, okay? You work, they feed you, you study until you're able, then you continue to work as a man. Then you must have a family. Once you have a family, you must start providing them with enough. Put enough savings for them, enough children for them, enough savings. Then you can leave home to join the Samana. That was the standard during those days. So don't say he's not responsible. That was the standard last time. The practice was like that. I know some people say the Buddha was very irresponsible. He abandoned his wife and his children. That's not true, and his baby. That's not true. When he has provided his wife with enough and with the company, then only he left. Okay? You can explain that way if you want to. Okay? Where do I start? Okay, I think I will stop there first. The living home part, I think, where am I now? Living home is where? Oh, not yet. Living home. Oh, belum lagi. Okay, dia belum kahwin lagi ya. Okay. Oh, okay. I went too fast already. Belum lagi. Okay, I went a bit too fast. Okay, so the ascetic now, we talk about him. And then after that, this ascetic, he laughed and he cried and then he went back to his forest. Okay. Then the naming ceremony was when they have got the... Okay, this is the... So I remember I always say that Asita's visit is not the naming ceremony. He requested to visit because he's a very well-known ascetic, He was a very well-known ascetic. Okay. So he was a very well-known ascetic. So of course, he got permission to visit to see the child. So now for the naming ceremony, then of course the whole culture was the naming ceremony where they have got to give a name to this baby So the king invited, many ascetics were invited Among them was 7 prominent ones 7 very prominent ascetics were invited for the naming ceremony. And all of them raised 2 fingers. They say the meaning, he either becomes a universal monarch, okay, that means he becomes a very powerful king, or he becomes a Buddha. That was the prediction by 6 of the 7 prominent ascetics. All the 6 raised 2 fingers and say that he either becomes a universal monarch or he becomes a Buddha. Then Kondanya, you will read about Kondanya later. He joined the Buddha because he was very young then, the youngest of the 7 prominent ascetic named Kondanya. He raised only 1 finger and meaning he is very sure that this baby will one day become the Buddha. Okay? So Kondanya is the youngest of the 7 prominent ascetic who only raised 1 finger to say that he will become the Samma Sambuddha. Okay, what is a universal monarch? Is among the 4 classes of people deserving Chaitya stupas. Okay, this is not important for you all yet. Okay, no need. Example of monarch, okay, King Ashoka. Okay, never mind. Okay, so King Ashoka is one of the universal monarch. I mean, people very, very powerful lah. Okay, so that is the prediction of all the 6 ascetics, and the youngest of the 7th prominent ascetic raised only 1 finger. His name is Kondanya. Remember the name, Kondanya. Okay, so any questions here? Is it getting boring or not? We can do some chanting if you want. If you are bored, then we do some chanting. Okay. So what do you want to do? Continue or you want to do some chanting a bit? You want to do the Atta Visati, revision of the Atta Visati? All of you have learned this Atta Visati, these 28 Buddhas, Since this is also, okay, we can practice this we can practice this once. I will chant for you up to stanza number 4. I cannot see. Wait, hold on. Let me see. I can see number 4. Oh, I shift this out. Okay. Okay, we'll chant up to stanza number 4. Then you can try also In case you all are sleepy tired Tanhang karo mahaviro medang karo mahayaso saranang karo lokahito dipang karo jutindero kondanyo janapamokko manggalo purisasabo sumano diro revato rativaddano Sobito guna sampanno anomadasi januttamo padumo loka pajjoto narado varasarati padumuttaro sattasaro sumedo aggapuggalo sujato sabbalo piyadasi narasabo. Okay, we do the 4th stanza first. Anybody wants to volunteer first?
Brother Leng Huat, I read the first one. I chant the first stanza first.
Okay, good.
Okay. Tanhan karo mahaviro metang karo mahayaso sarana karo lokahito dipang karo jutindaro.
First stanza only, is it?
Okay, second one is okay.
Okay.
Daniel Jana Pak Moko Manggalo Purisa Sabo Sumano Sumano Diro Revato Rativadano Sobito Guna Sampanno Anomadasi Janutamo Padumo Loka Pajoto Narato Varasarati Patumuttaro Satta Saro Sumedo Agapo Galo Sujato Sabbalo Kago Piyatasi Narasabo.
So, enough already? Want to continue?
Huh? No more already. You say no more already.
Oh,
Still
okay.
got some more. Still got
Yeah,
some more.
four stanzas on the screen, isn't it?
Correct. 4 near.
Ah.
4 near. Finish it. 28 Buddhas.
No, not yet.
No more
28
jam.
plus, I finished.
I
You
haven't
only
finished
did
yet.
2 stanzas, isn't it?
I chanted all the 4 already.
Huh?
I chanted all the 4 already.
All the 4 stanzas?
Ah,
Oh, okay, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, your Kondanyo, number 2.
Kondanyo.
Kondanyo Jana Pamoko. Huh?
Kondanyo Jana Pamoko.
Yeah, both I was looking at the screen, how many people are behind. Okay, so who wants to volunteer now? But in case you are sleepy, we chant a bit and then we continue again. 4 stanzas. Mr. Kim Chu, you can do this.
And as anyone want to do first?
Yes, you do.
Richard?
Oh, okay.
Me?
Anyone else?
Okay, I do,
Hmm.
Danhan karo mahaviro, medang karo mahayaso, saranang karo lokahito, dipang karo jutindaro, kondanyo janapamokko, manggalo purisa sabo, sumano sumano diro, Revato Rativaddano Sobito Guna Sampanno Anomadasi Januttamo Padumo Lokapaccoto Narado Varasarati Padumuttaro Satasaro Sumedo Aggapuggalo Sujato Sappalokakko Piyadasi Narasabo.
That was excellent, sister. That was very good.
Thank you.
Okay, except for stanza 4.
Yeah.
Satta Saro. Satta
Yeah.
double T.
Okay.
Okay.
Sattasaru, yeah.
Yes. And then also your last Piyadasi Narasabo.
Okay. Piyadasi Narasabo.
Yes, that Piya is the short A, short I. Piyadasi Narasabo. That was very good. Okay, so we'll now we go to the second half and then we'll continue with our, okay. Okay, who wants to volunteer from here now? Okay, any volunteer from here?
Tang Hong Kiang, where is she? I think she can do that, right?
Yeah. Tan Hong Kiang, you want to do that? Number 5 to number 8.
Okay. Attadasi karuniko Dhammadasi tamonuno Siddhato asamoloke Visso varada sangvaro Pusto varada sambuddho Vipassinca anupamo Siki sabbahito satta Vesamu sukadayako Takusando Sattvaho Onagamano Renanjaho Kassapo Siri Sampando Gotamo Satya Punggawo Tesan Satchena Silena Kanti Metta Balena Cha Eki Twang Anuraksantu Arogena Sukhena Chati Attavi Sati Me Buddha Muritwa Dasaparami Yetwa Marani Sankamang Buddhaktan Samupagamun Etena Satchavachena Botute Jaya Mangalang.
Oh, that was excellent. Except that you have to go faster so that you can join the words together, huh? It is a bit, not so smooth in that sense, but the pronunciation was 100% very clear, very good, sister. Huh? Only you have to make sure you're familiar with the words, then you can go faster. Like Attadasi, Karuniko, Dhammadasi, Tamonudo, like that. Huh? Okay, Chikan, you try?
Brother Tan, call
Yes.
me. I
Yep.
want to listen. I want to listen to your story.
Huh?
I want to listen to your story.
Okay, quickly, chant and then we start back with the story now. Okay. Okay, chant this. Can see not?
What is this?
5 to 9. Okay, 5 to 9.
5 to 9. Okay. Can.
Ah.
Attadasi karuniko Dhammadasi tamonudo Siddhato asamoloke Tisso varada sambaro Pusso varada sambuddho Vipassija anupamo Sikhi sabbahito satta Vessabu sukadayako Kakusando sattavaho Konagamano rananjaho Kassapo siri sampanno Gotamo sakya pungavo Te sang satchane silena Kanti metta balena cha Tepi tuang anurakhantu Arogena sukhena chati Attavisakti me buddha. Something wrong
Oh,
already.
sorry. Sorry. Okay, Attavi Sati.
Attavisakti me buddha Kuretva dasaparami Jetva marari sanggamang Buddhatang samupagamun Etena satchavajjena Hotu te jaya mangalang.
Okay, well done, sister. But don't forget, number 7.
Yeah.
Konagano. Don't forget long O, long A.
Just now too fast.
And then this one also, this one is a typo error. I cannot change. This, Number 8, Tesang Satchena Silena Satchena. Yeah. I don't think I can change this because this one is not. I would like to change, but I don't think I can. But I think the typo error here lah.
No, I don't have my hard copy. That's why.
Satchena. So it should be Satchena. Saccena. Yep. Okay. So you want to continue with the story now? Where did we stop? Okay, let me go back to the story now. Oh, you only 5 minutes more for story. Okay. Okay, this one
This
not
one-
finished.
This one finish already.
This one finished already.
Mm.
Also no, this one finished already. Okay. Okay, then he left me. Okay, okay. Then after the naming ceremony, okay. Then this is the plowing ceremony, okay. After that, then of course he this is the time when he was growing lah. So actually one day the father took him to the plowing ceremony lah. In India very common lah. Because their livelihood is farming and all that, so they've got after every harvest they've got a ceremony, so they start the new one lah. All the maids were looking after the Buddha. So all these maids were looking after this baby, found him sitting quietly. They went over, they were all watching the ceremony lah. They left him alone. And then when the father came and saw him sitting in this position, in meditation position, and he was in very deep samadhi lah. He was, very deep samadhi lah, in the jhanas lah. And then the strange story is, wherever the sun was, the shade was still covering the Buddha lah. Because the sun, when morning rises in east, and afternoon will be at different area, and then setting in the west. But the shade apparently is always on the Buddha lah. That is. Okay, what is important here is this is the first time that they saw the Buddha in jhana lah. When he was young, he was already practicing lah. He remembered his past paramis lah, And then now another story we have in his youth, his cousin Devadatta, he was very rascal lah. So he shot this swan down, and then when the Buddha saw, okay, the bird was shot down by Devadatta, but Prince Siddhartha found it and saved it lah. So to whom does the life belongs? To whom? So after that, Devadatta said, I shot the bird. That bird is mine. Correct. But the Buddha says, I heal the bird. I look after the bird. And, so who should it belong to? Correct. Then the Buddha put it very nicely. Even when he was young, he was very intelligent. So to whom does life belong? To the savior or destroyer? So when they went to the council and to arbitrate, Devadatta is his cousin. So he says, this bird I shot down is mine. The Buddha says, but I saved the bird. I nursed the bird. It is mine. You see? Okay? So now, then they went for arbitration. The Buddha asked this question, to whom does life belong? To the savior or destroyer? Then the council realized it should belong to the savior. So he had the swan. The Buddha is described as excelled in archery and other physical sports. Okay? They were preparing him to be the warrior and ruler lah. Briefly, what does it tells you lah? Okay, here he was excellent in archery and other physical sports. I used to tell the school children this. Okay, this part. Number one, the Buddha was intelligent also. When he had to bring his case to the council, he put his case very nicely. To whom does life belong? To the savior or destroyer? Okay. Meaning to say that the Buddha was a very intelligent young boy also when he was young. Correct. So now students also must learn to be like that to present your case correctly, properly, then you will win the case or whatever it is in life, you must plan properly. I will tell the students that way. Use this as an example that the Buddha was very, very intelligent. And apart from being intelligent, he was also a sportsman. We must also keep ourselves physically fit, not only mentally fit. Don't only study, and then we become lemah, So I also tell the children that. So you must also excel in your studies and also excel in your physical activities. That is what the Buddha was. When he was young, he excelled in studies and he excelled in sports, meaning to say that he was good mentally and physically. He was also very active and very healthy. So that is what I think this story will tell us his younger days. So I always use this to tell the children, to inspire them to work hard, to become intelligent, and also to take part in sports so that they become physically healthy also. And a healthy body will support a healthy mind. If your body is not healthy, your brain also, your mind also will not be healthy lah. So that is what I always tell them lah. Okay, so here I put there is briefly, what does it tells you? See, so we must analyze. These kind of stories are not fairy tales. Not only talking, but it tells you and inspires you to be a better person. It inspires the children. If you want to talk about the Buddha's life, this you quote here that the Buddha was excelled in archery. The Buddha was also intelligent and he excelled in archery, meaning our younger generation must also do both. Okay, so with that, I think we will stop here like younger days. I think I will start naming ceremony, then we will continue next week lah. Okay. Oh, next week we talk about his marriage lah. Okay, Sister Sumitra, you mark for me. Next week will be marriage. Okay. Okay, with that, I think we have Brother Richard, got any questions before we round up?
No.
Sister Chukan, since you like the story so much, anything to ask or anything to add?
No, I was just remember my friend when we discussed last time about Buddhism, said about now the Buddha when he left the wife and the child, then irresponsible that one.
Yes.
That matter they were saying no doubt, yes, the wife and the child got everything already.
Yes.
But the child lacked the father's love.
Okay, that part you can say that the Buddha's love for the world is also very great lah.
Greater than the
Greater
family.
than just to love his child lah. But I will take it as an inspiration, I tell you, he loved his child very much. That's why he left. Why? I explain to you. Number one, the culture was like that. You understand the cultural part, Okay? That last time, once they are ready, they must go and join the Sramana movement, and then they must try to find the truth lah. That was the culture then. Okay. And then the Buddha make sure that his wife of course got everything already. So got a companion, then he left. Correct. So he gave his wife full complete set. Number two. Number three, I also reflect on this, The Buddha had a beautiful wife, correct? The Buddha just had a beautiful baby, correct? And remember, the Buddha saw the foresight. That was what triggered him to leave home. Why? Then when he saw the foresights, he saw that people will grow old, fall sick, and die. He got this beautiful baby, an innocent baby in his arms, He reflected and said that this baby also will grow old, fall sick, and die, Correct or not? So he felt, and his beautiful wife also, so pretty, also will one day will age and also will die, fall sick and die. So these also troubled him, not only the foresights. He reflected this on his children, his wife and his baby. Ayo, he tak sampai hati lah. So he said, better go and find the solution lah. He went to find the solution so that these people will not be reborn again. So that they will remain wherever they are, they remain in a very good state. Youthful state or whatever state, I do not know lah. Correct? So that is why he left. Because of his love for his child also and the love for the people lah. Correct?
If think that way, yeah.
Yeah, correct. Like you look at your chuchu or something, you think, kesian my chuchu also will grow big one day, will grow old one day, isn't it? So you must find a solution for the chuchu. So that's what he did. He tried to find a solution so that his wife and his child will also not continue this samsara, So that also triggered him lah. I reflected on this also lah, and I say that yes, this is another way we can explain to people lah. Particularly when they say that he was so irresponsible. A very common thing people say, the Buddha was very irresponsible. He abandoned his wife and his child. Now we can explain that way. Okay, sister?
Yeah.
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 Can now you can hantam them back lah.
Boleh already.
Okay, good. Yeah, this one very critical. So the life of the Buddha, and it teaches us a lot of things lah. It teaches us a lot of things lah. We can reflect also lah. One day we become old also. So we must also quickly do something about it lah. Get out of samsara lah. Get out of samsara. As long as you remain in samsara, you cannot escape birth. You cannot escape aging. You cannot escape sickness. You cannot escape death. And then this cycle will continue. So you see a beautiful wife there, you're so pretty, so beautiful, also will one day become aged and die. Look at the baby, so young, so pretty, no fault of the baby, but the baby will still grow old, fall sick, and one day the baby also will die. So he must find a solution quickly lah. So that's why he left home lah. He renounced, and then he want to find solution for not only the baby and his wife, but also for the world. Correct. I think that is more touching. Talk like that, people can cry also lah. I think talk like that. Okay. So
Yeah.
no more questions.
Okay, no more.
Next
Okay, we'll do some dedication quickly. We just chant lah. So as part of the blessings today, and just to make it, we will round up with chanting of the Atta Visati Parita as the round up of our today's lesson. Okay. Tanhang karo mahaviro medang karo mahayaso saranang karo lokahito dipang karo jutindaro kondanyo janapa mokho manggalo purisasabo sumano diro revato rativaddano Sobito guna sampanno anomedasi januttamo padumo loka pajjoto narado varasarati padumuttaro sattasaro sumedo aggapuggalo sujato sabbalokago piyadassi narasabo Attadassi karuniko dhammadassi tamonudo siddhatto asamo loke tisso varada sambaro pusso varada sambuddho vipassi ca anupamo siki sabbahito satta vessabu sukadayako kakusando sattvaho kona gamano rananjaho kassapo siri sampanno gotamo sakya pungavo tesang saccena silena kanti metta balena ca tepi tuang anurakhantu arogena sukena chati Attavissati me buddha puretva dasaparami jetva marari sanggamang buddhatang samupagamong etena sajja vajjena hotu te jaya manggalang sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, thank you.